Tomb Raider is going feminist kind of again, because people who haven't been paying attention for the last decade have not seen how woke the series has actually gone. And I guess they missed a bunch of the developer interviews and all that, but I digress. It's only getting worse from here. Tomb Raider just in general has been the center of so much speculation lately, with rumors of cancellations and this, that, and the other, which Crystal Dynamics has confirmed is not the case, which I will dive more into that here in a bit. But first, let's just dive into the topic at hand. And this is Phoebe Waller-Bridge confirms she's working on a Tomb Raider series. What do you think, or who do you think should play Lara Croft? Okay, that's the question, but let's see what she has to say here. As we know, she's already, her presence in the new Indiana Jones movie is tragic. So it's very upsetting to see her.
Your work now on Indy
Tomb Raider
and James Bond. What have they taught you that you might incorporate into that Tomb Raider series that I heard you're developing?
There's so much I can incorporate. I mean, the character of Lara Croft was inspired by Indiana Jones and James Bond, and it just felt like the perfect final step in my adventure through this kind of franchise world. I love the idea, as Steven Spielberg describes it, as the greatest show on earth. As in being able to make things with that scale and to go on adventures that big, and for the comedy and the heart to be matched, but on this kind of great level. And actually, through all the adventure stuff that I've learned, it's actually how to keep something feeling grounded as well as allow it to.
I don't like this. Stop it. Grounded. No, this is why this. Oh, dude. I don't want grounded. I want this. Okay. Looks like we're getting another boring, regular girl Tomb Raider series.
And so hopefully that'll all translate perfectly, seamlessly into Tomb Raider.
Your work now on
Yikes. That means we're probably going to get a lot less fantastical elements, all that kind of stuff. No, shooting dinosaurs and everything that was fun about Tomb Raider, not a thing anymore. All right, so let's just dive into this article from Bounding Into Comics that says Phoebe Waller-Bridge confirms she's working on Tomb Raider series, reveals what she plans to bring to the franchise. So she's working on like an Amazon Prime TV series, which I've covered this before in the past months ago, but it's like, I guess, confirmed and official now, even though I already believed it before. But anyway, back in February, it was rumored Waller-Bridge was working on a Tomb Raider series at Prime Video, with Deadline reporting she would write a TV series as part of a potential Tomb Raider universe that would span television, film, and games. Ugh, this ain't gonna be good. It's just not. Prime Video acquired the rights to Tomb Raider when they purchased MGM back in May 2021. In a press release, Amazon Studios and Prime Video's senior vice president, Mike Hopkins, highlighted Tomb Raider as one of the premier IPs. And then they've got other stuff here. So then he added, the real financial value behind this deal is the treasure trove of IP in the deep catalog that we plan to reimagine and develop together with MGM's talented team. It's very exciting and provides so many opportunities for high quality storytelling, blah, blah, blah. More or less just no more Tomb Raider, no more Lara Croft, just this new relatable, grounded version. How do you take a series, how do you take an iconic franchise with a beautiful female lead character who was rocking the dual pistols, was taking down T-Rexes and statues that come to life and all these fantastical creatures, and, essentially kind of an anti-hero grave robber, completely just did what she wanted to do out of her own reckless, ambitious adrenaline kick. That's what she wanted. And then they completely change her to, okay, now she's this girl next door. She is a goody two-shoes now that wants to help people, and she's motivated by helping people and restoring artifacts to their rightful owners. Take away the dual pistols, but use them to tease us into thinking they're coming back eventually. take away the fantastical elements for the most part, except undead armies, because that's the only thing Crystal Dynamics knows how to do for some reason. No more dinosaurs. It's got to be grounded. It's got to be believable. All right, so Wallerbridge shared, I love the idea of, we already saw this video. I don't anticipate this being any good. She's already ruining Indiana Jones here. I just think she's going to insert like her feminist agenda and all that baloney. Now, Crystal Dynamics or Tomb Raider in general there's been so much speculation surrounding it about, is it canceled? Is it not? And we keep seeing time and time again, because a big deal fell through with Embracer, right? And I covered this, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. A big deal fell through, and people assumed, I was one of those that thought it was plausible that it was Amazon's deal with Tomb Raider. But that ended up not being the case, and they confirmed, hey, we're still moving forward. Well, then just a couple days ago, we got news that Embracer is doing some big layoffs. They're canceling projects. It's going to be a giant mess, right? They've acquired a bunch of properties and have been mismanaging them, or probably not really managing them enough, because they're letting these studios just go with all this current modern day woke narrative stuff. And it's killing these game sales. We're getting crappy products. So here we have now, after those rumors of layoffs and all this and restructuring going on with Embracer, people are like, hey, does that mean that Tomb Raider is done? Is that done for? And they're saying, no, it's not. Now, I don't think that... I think at this point, the best thing they can do is just get the daggum game out, because it's been in development for a while. We haven't had a Tomb Raider game since 2018. They've been working on this for a while. They've had all kinds of restructuring stuff going on. I mean, you had Square Enix sell off the property and the studios in general to Embracer Group, and then all these rumors, they turn out not to be true, but this has been in development for a long time. It's time to just get the game out already. We had leaks last year that just sounded abysmal, and I don't think that the next game is going to be good. I think it's going to be awful, but I'm of the opinion that they just need to get the game out already, and whatever happens from there happens. If it colossally flops, let it flop. Just get the game out already. It's time. Like, put us out of our misery here. It's better to just drop the game. So following announcement of layoffs and restructuring at Embracer Group, Crystal Dynamics, a subsidiary of Embracer Group, assured consumers that development of Tomb Raider and Perfect Dark is not impacted by the layoffs and restructuring. I kind of wish Perfect Dark wasn't continuing in this, because I don't like what Crystal Dynamics has done to Tomb Raider at all. And especially when it comes to like that female lead character, what they've done to such an iconic and strong and beautiful female lead character. And I fear we're going to see much of the same with Joanna Dark. And it's like, don't ruin her too. Please don't ruin her too. Embracer Group CEO Lars Windfors shared an open letter announcing the company would be undergoing a massive restructuring program in order to make them leaner, stronger, and more focused, self-sufficient company. That's just like sugarcoating the situation of, we're kind of hecked right now and we gotta do some big layoffs and this is not good. So they're trying to spin this into a positive thing. This restructure is supposed to take the company from their current heavy investment mode to a highly cash flow generative business this year. It is also supposed to enable them to meet worsening economy and market reality as a strong company, and it will fundamentally change our prioritization of growth with raised capital towards optimization and growth based on our own cash flows. Now, one thing I do want to see more in the gaming industry in general is I do want to see less focus on these astronomically high budgets. Look at the past 3 Tomb Raider games, all with like $100 million budgets each. It's excessive. Most of that budget, and a massive monumental chunk of that budget, is going toward mocap, fancy cutscenes, and the talent, the acting talent. And to me, that's just so unnecessary. And because there is so much focus on just fancy cutscenes and stuff, gameplay takes a backseat. I say this all the time. I'm sick of it. Okay? People will simp for the God of Wars all the time, like the newer God of Wars. People will simp for that, be like, oh yeah, this is great. This is amazing. I'm just like, bro, I don't get it. I can't relate. This is why I keep playing like retro games, because back then games were actually games, and now it's like, oh, here's a pretty story that anybody can play, and you don't really need to do much. You're just watching a bunch of fancy cutscenes, and then the gameplay feels almost more like filler content, but it's just not the main focus, and there's not an emphasis on making dynamic, good gameplay. Okay? I mean, Tomb Raider, this game series right now, over the past 10 years, has had tombs optional. A game called Tomb Raider has had tombs as optional because, oh, we can't have people getting stuck on puzzles. We have to make this easy. We have to make this a walk in the park and just watch pretty cutscenes. It's a mess. But with this, they're doing this whole unification thing, but you cannot unify this with the classic stuff. You just can't. It's not going to work together. It doesn't blend together. It's just going to be basically new Lara Croft in cosplay is what I'm anticipating, which we'll see what happens. But I'm just knowing how Crystal Dynamics operates and how they focus so much on just cinematic, fancy cutscenes, over dramatic and unnecessarily dramatic stories. Like when we play Tomb Raider, we want to go on an adventure. We want to see Lara Croft do her thing. We don't give a crap about her family backstory and all this kind of stuff. It's just stupid. And so having that shift and change into that, and not to mention just completely changing her backstory altogether, because the classic games, they were just like, oh yeah, her family disowned her and she just lives a life of adventure now. They cut off the dead weight. They cut off what would hold her back. And now it's just like, oh, we're going to center her whole story around her following her dad's footsteps and just change everything and do this dramatic thing. Have Lara Croft crying all the time. It's just gotten retarded. But anyway, people ask me all the time, do you have hope for the future of Tomb Raider? No, I do not. I hope that maybe one day down the road, probably would be a very long time from now, that Tomb Raider will go back to its roots. But at this present time, and with the present company, Crystal Dynamics, who is working on the franchise, we will not be seeing that. We just won't. We won't. I don't think Crystal Dynamics would do what we want. I don't think they would give us what we want. I think they'd run Tomb Raider to the ground before they do that. And that's exactly what they are seemingly doing. But I know I sound really pessimistic about this, but it's just reality. It's just the nature of everything. And all this going on with Phoebe Waller-Bridge and all that, that's just more confirmation to me on how I already feel about everything. So anyway, there you have it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to read your Bibles today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.